Alright, Chris, my name's Jacinta, how you going?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Good, thank you. Alright, so the process today is I've been talking to all of your teammates and we're just doing some basic nutrition consultations just to have a look at where you are with your nutrition and see how we can help out with your training and performance and recovery, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're going to do is go through and I'm going to ask you some screening questions. We're going to go through the questionnaire.
Mm-hmm.
You've already provided me with a daily diary, which is good. And then we're going to have a look at your goals and your current nutrition and come up with some recommendations of what might help you out. So, name, Chris Higgins. Got that part. Address?
12 Trentwood Road. And Narrowline.
And today's date.
9th.
Good. Phone number?
0430 458 569.
Email address?
C Higgins 555 @hotmail.com.
Emergency contact?
Beck. Or Rebecca Marsh.
And her phone number?
0459 134 676.
Beautiful. Now, do you know your height
187.
and weight?
90.
Have you had your blood pressure taken recently?
About a year ago?
Have you ever had any bad readings?
Nah.
No?
No, it
Always
was just
normal?
over. So what's the
Just
normal?
over? 120 over 80.
I think mine was 130 over 88, I think, or something like that.
Okay.
That's probably bad, isn't it?
That's a little bit high.
Yeah.
A little bit high. That's okay.
Oh
Not
no,
too
it was
concerned.
one.
You've got doctors in the team who look after you, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so tell me what you would like to get out of this nutrition consultation.
How to eat properly. That'd be a good one. How to make simple food but good for you. That's the one I want.
Okay.
That doesn't taste like cardboard. That would be good.
So just some basic recipes of how you
Yeah.
can cook something really quick
Yeah.
that tastes good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we can look into that. What kind of, like within Aussie rules, what kind of goals do you have for, hey Jonna, we're recording a thing.
Heard you call him Chris.
For the first time I ever said it.
Oh, that's weird.
So what goals do you have for footy, I guess?
Getting fitter. Playing midfield. That's what I'd like. Yeah.
Where do you play at the moment?
Full back.
Make sure Rob sees that bit.
And you think it's your fitness that holds you back from being able to play midfield?
Nah, we'll leave that one unanswered.
Okay, fair enough. Any other goals? Fitness wise, strength wise.
To be as fit and strong as his little brother.
Nah,
No, doesn't like to do that.
You don't need to be strong to play footy. Not really.
Not really? Okay, good. That's good. So you play full back. Can you tell me a bit about what your training is like? How many days a week?
2 days a week.
And what kind of training do you normally do on your training day?
A lot of, I would say, repetitive anaerobic. I would say. A lot of sprints. Not much.
Long distance?
No.
Do you do a lot of skills work?
We are this year, yeah.
And is that mainly kind of short bursts as well?
Yeah. And they've just introduced, what's it called, interval, I think? Not fartlek, but an interval. So run for 20 seconds, 10-second break.
Yep.
Stuff like that.
Okay. Yep. But still sprint based.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you do any strength work?
Oh, we have to do,
Even if it's just body weight?
no, what we call 300. So, 50 sit-ups, 50 push-ups, 50 jumping lunges, or mountain climbers. What else was there? 50 burpees. How many is that?
200.
200. What are the other two? I can't remember the other two.
And another 2. Okay.
2 more. I can't remember that one.
Okay.
But yeah, we got to do that.
Most training sessions?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So that does the core, supposedly upper body, and a lot of, I would say, lower leg groin stuff. What's that called?
Adductors?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one.
Hip flexors?
Hip flexors.
Hip
A lot
flexors.
of that stuff.
Okay. Cool. And at the moment you're pre-season? Is that right? And so what do you think your strengths and weaknesses are when it comes to the game?
Weakness is, fitness, and strength would just be skill. Just can't run. Fat bastard.
So your strength is skill,
Yeah, and
hand-eye
just-
coordination, reading play.
Yeah, that stuff.
Yeah. How do you feel that you recover after training and after a game?
Yeah, all right. Not bad.
Do you pull up sore?
I do pull up sore, yeah, but footy.
Yeah.
You're gonna get sore.
Okay. So no more than anyone else, you think?
No.
That you recover pretty good?
No, it's only my back. That's all.
Your
That's
back?
Yeah, that's because of the bulging discs, though.
You've got bulging discs?
L4 to L5, and L5 to S1.
How long have you had that for?
Allegedly about 2 years.
You think it's longer? Or
They
less?
they think it's longer, but I've been treating it for 2 years.
Okay, right, fair enough. Is it getting better? Or easier
Yeah,
to
no,
manage?
it's getting easier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
It's when, you,
Given-
when you
given-
sit down for ages, shit.
Yeah.
Everything just locks up.
So keeping active is what helps it the most?
Yeah.
Alright. Anything else you want to tell me in terms of sport, performance, training, skills, anything like that? Any other
No.
injuries?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because of the back,
Yep.
4 hamstring tears.
4 hamstring tears, okay.
Yeah. But it's all back related.
Okay.
Just pushing out. So
Alright.
then all of the nerves were becoming irritated, and eventually they just basically stopped working, and I didn't have reflexes on my right side.
Wow.
Mm.
And have you got your reflexes back on your right side now?
Yes,
Okay, that's good.
because he's aligned everything.
Okay.
Everything's running where it should be.
Okay. So you feel like it's being managed
Yeah.
well now? Okay. That's good. 4 tears is a lot.
It is a lot.
Alright, so if you had to pick 3 main goals
Hey.
that you wanted to work towards, whether it's in sport performance, general health.
Hey, how are ya?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good.
Yeah, sports performance, general health, body composition. Like, what would be the main things that you would want to work towards when we're talking about nutrition?
I don't know, just actually being healthy enough and being able to probably get more aerobically fit.
Okay.
Does that make
something.
sense?
Yep. And what do you think is stopping you from becoming more aerobically fit?
My diet, and
Is
then
it because you've got a lack of energy?
yeah,
Okay. So make more energy during training and more energy to train
Yeah.
extra on top of footy?
what I'm doing, yeah.
Okay. And then you said that kind of cooking skills or food preparation skills is pretty high up there.
Mm.
So you would say that was a goal as well?
Mm. Because especially at the moment, because I'm doing 12-hour days, 12-hour days makes life hard.
12-hour days at work.
Yeah.
Do you do that all the time?
For the last 3 weeks.
Is it because it's coming up to Christmas?
Yeah. Crazy. After that 40-degree week, everyone was wanting new aircons for some reason. Arseholes.
Yep. Alright, so I've got here a food diary from you, so we'll just go through it really quick. So we've got here, you usually get up at 5 AM to go to work. At about 10 o'clock you have breakfast and usually go down the shop, get an egg and bacon, tomato and onion roll with barbecue sauce, and you have a coffee. Nothing until lunchtime, and then you go back down the shop and whatever they've kind of got going, which is good, which may be like chicken fried rice or a chicken souvlaki or whatever else is there, with 2 glasses of water. And then afternoon tea, some days you might have a chocolate bar, other days nothing. For dinner, usually takeaway, and like quite frequently you would have Red Rooster, which would be just be 2 flavour wraps with chicken, and then another couple of glasses of water in that period between lunch and dinner, and then dessert, usually an ice cream. Okay, and that's a standard day. Right.
It sounds awful now when I think about it. It sounds shit.
Okay, I'm just going to ask you some questions about what you consume on food frequency, so how often you eat certain foods. So we talked about water just before, and you said that it'd be a stretch to drink a litre each day, so less than a litre. You usually just tap water.
Yeah.
Coffees each day.
Probably 2.
2.
I'd probably have one in the afternoon as well, actually. That's probably my afternoon tea.
Yep. Afternoon tea.
Yeah.
Chocolate and a coffee, or just a coffee.
Just a coffee. Yeah.
Tea?
No.
How much milk would you drink in a day? Just what's in the coffee?
200, 300 mil. Something like that. Just what was in the coffee.
Okay. Full cream or skim?
Well, just going. Probably full cream.
Do you drink juice, cordial and soft drinks?
Not really. Only if it's going, really. If we've actually got something, but...
Okay. So just occasionally.
Yeah.
Do you drink alcohol?
Yeah. Binge drinking weekends.
How much would you drink on the weekend?
Maybe 10. 10
drinks?
10 drinks.
What do you drink?
Beer.
So 10 beers?
Yeah.
1 or 2 nights?
1.
Do you sugar?
Yeah, probably a fair bit. I don't know how much.
Okay. We do have like you've got sugar in the coffee.
Super annoying. Hey! Fudge! Enough!
Sugar in coffee and then like in ice cream and chocolate.
Yeah, chocolate.
That we already talked about. So takeaway food, how many nights a week would you say you have takeaway food?
Oh, 5.
The takeaway food is pretty much most meals, right?
Mm.
Because you go to the shop for breakfast and lunch and then...
Yeah.
Do you ever eat at home? Or ever eat home cooked meals?
Unless they cook it for me. Not really.
Okay,
I
so
reckon
most meals
maybe-
are takeaway.
Yeah, most meals.
Okay. And what kind of takeaway normally? All like fast food? Okay.
Whatever's going.
Allergic to anything?
No.
What do you get cravings for?
Probably coffee, if anything.
Yep. Just when you're feeling tired?
Yeah, and just I need one in the mornings.
Yeah. To get you going?
Yeah.
Anything you don't eat?
Nah, I have it.
It's everything.
Yeah.
Yep. And you don't have any dietary preferences in terms of like gluten-free or lactose-free or anything like that?
As long as it's tasty.
As long as it's tasty, that's good. Alright, so we'll just talk quickly about your digestion as well. Do you experience any burping, belching, reflux or nausea? Indigestion?
Oh, a fair bit of burping. Can burp. Won't go anywhere else with that, but yeah.
Burping?
Yeah.
Okay. Going number 2s? How often?
Probably once a day.
And consistency?
Like the same every day?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
No, random times.
Oh no, I mean, what is?
Oh,
what are your
difficult,
stools
difficult to pass.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say hard. Yeah. Probably from all the shit I eat.
Like? Diarrhea.
Yeah.
Okay. Blood or mucus?
No.
How would you rate your stress level from 0 to 10?
Oh, 1.
1. Pretty relaxed. Critter's pretty relaxed. What time do you go to bed and get up?
About, I go to bed from 9 to 10, somewhere around there.
And I've kept you up much later than that.
Yeah, that's right.
9 to 10. And what time do you get up?
At the moment it's 5, but put 6 a.m.
Okay. So about 8 hours sleep.
Yeah, 7 to 8 hours roughly.
7 to 8. Do you have any difficulty sleeping?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that covers all the questions. Alright. So, from what you've told me, it looks like, and it looks like you also know, that you've got a fair bit to improve on your diet. So, I'll just run through with you a few pointers on what is optimal for someone who plays Aussie rules footy in terms of carbohydrate, protein, fat and water intake and timings around games and training and stuff like that. So on a day-to-day basis, depending on where what position you play, how frequently you train, how hard your training is, how long it goes, stuff like that. Standard footy players should be consuming between 5 and 10 grams of carbohydrates a day. I'd say for you it'd probably be on the lower end of that. You're training twice a week, playing once. It seems pretty intense, but not like really long duration training or anything like that. And you're not in a really mobile position when you play a game either. So there's not a lot of running around. So I'd say around the 5 grams per kilogram of body weight range for carbs. For protein, you should be around 1.2 to 1.8 grams per kilogram of body weight. From what you've told me, you don't get anywhere near that amount of protein. The lower range is probably what would suit you best. 1.8 grams, going up to 1.8 grams is usually for like really explosive, powerful positions. And in AFL, it's not really, or in Aussie rules, it's not really geared towards that kind of strength and power. It's more about endurance and sprinting and stuff like that. So probably the lower end of that range. Fat of 1 to 2 grams of kilogram of body weight just depends on your personal preference. So you could go anywhere from about 80 grams up to 160 grams, depending on what your energy requirements are and whether you know what you like to eat, basically. And then with water, you should be looking at about 3 to 4 litres a day, just to keep everything cleansed, keep yourself hydrated. Good recommendation is 3 to 4 litres. Half a litre before bed, half a litre when you wake up, and then a glass an hour on average, basically, will get you there. And then, of course, consuming extra during training to keep yourself hydrated. So when we look at training and game nutrition, and again, depending on your position and the intensity of the game and stuff like that, but 3 to 4 hours prior to the game, you should be looking to get in about 3 to 4 grams per kilogram of carbohydrate.
270 grams.
Which is a very big carbohydrate meal.
Yeah.
But because you would be staying on that lower end of the general carbohydrate range, you could probably drop that to 2 to 3, I would say. Probably half of your daily carbohydrate intake on that particular day, you would have it as a pre-training meal, just to give yourself the energy that you need, refuel everything. You could then also have some extra carbs about an hour before training, which you would probably have in like a sports drink rather than in solid food, because that could cause your stomach upset or whatever. And then with water, your standard 1 glass an hour up to training, and then anywhere from and then half a litre before you start training. So then during training, if you're training really hard for a full hour, you should be looking to get around 30 grams of carbohydrate in that hour. So that'd be like 1 bottle of Powerade kind of thing. So if you had a really intense training session went for 2 hours, you're looking at the equivalent of like 2 bottles of Powerade to keep that carbohydrate, keep your carbohydrate levels up. Water of 120 to 180 mils every 15 to 20 minutes, which would just be in the sports drink. And sports drinks are a good option because they replace the sodium that you'd be losing through sweating and stuff like that. Post game, we were looking at 1 to 1.5 grams of carbohydrate per kilogram of body weight within 30 minutes, along with a serve of protein, anywhere between 10 to 30 grams. It's good to have that in a shake because it's quickly absorbed and the body can use it straight away. And then for every kilo of body weight you lose while you're playing or while you're training, you should be drinking 1.5 litres of water to replace that lost fluid. Yeah, it's a lot. So they're the basic recommendations. So going from where you are now to that is a massive jump, and it would be very difficult to implement that all at once. So we'll just go through some basic recommendations, what I think that you should be, just some basic steps to start improving your diet and getting you close to the point where you can get good fuel for training and recovery and stuff like that. And because you've said that one of your main goals is eating more healthy and learning how to prepare meals, I think a good place to start is actually starting to cook your own dinner. So dinner at home. And I can help you out with some recipes, different recipes that you can make really easily that... I have to keep checking my phone's still on. Yep. I don't want it to run out of like battery or space or something and it's not going anymore. So dinner is a good place to start. So and it really just depends on what you would like to eat for dinner. The more good sources of protein, fats and carbohydrates that you can get while eliminating like sugar and trans fats and stuff like that that you get from takeaway food, the better off that you're going to be. So you can keep it really basic, and it would just be a matter of saying, right, this is my protein, this is my carbohydrate, I'm going to add in some veggies and find a way to make that taste good. So I can definitely help you out with recipes and stuff like that, and I'll send you stuff after this consultation just to get you started. So that's our first step. And that kind of knocks off a few things all at once. That's starting to prepare your own meals, increasing your veggie intake, increasing your protein intake, and reducing the amount of takeaway food that you eat, all in kind of one step there. Going back to your goals, more energy to train. So I think also on your training days, looking at introducing some quality carbohydrate sources before training. And quality carbohydrates you can get from eating oats, cereals, bread, fruits like bananas,